Hello and welcome back to CBR MTG. Once again, my name is Angus Mackay and I'm joined with Nicholas Fennell.
Hey!
And Lachlan Saunders.
Hello.
Today we are doing a couple of pretty big decks in the format. We've got Jake Sims bringing his brand fresh new Omnitell to the scene, and Brandon Owen with his classic Ant. How are we feeling about Omnitell in the sort of national meta, Lachlan?
Yeah, well, not Omnitell, but like traditional sneak and show is a very popular choice for our larger events in Melbourne and Brisbane, and the events at CanCon we have every year. It's kind of like feels like more of a spike choice. Like I know it's very popular from the kind of PPTQ grinder circuit. People who play a lot of modern and standard don't necessarily specialize in legacy, but they just like maybe have access to this deck or own this deck, and they just take it to a lot of events. So it's a popular choice for that reason. It's a very powerful deck.
It's definitely very strong, just being able to also have the Force of Will backup.
Yep.
Being able to get an Emrakul or a Grizzlebrand down turn 2 or turn 1
If
is
you're
pretty
lucky,
ridiculous.
Yeah, lucky turn 1. So we see with the Omnitell variant specifically, now we've had it on our channel before, but this one is definitely a more refined brew, but it's still using the Wish package. So 3 Cunning Wishes, 3 Intuitions, or maybe 1 Intuition main, 1 Intuition in the board, and then 3 of everything: Show and Tell, Sneak Attack, Lotus Petal. I think probably playing the full set of Force of Will, and then we're just saying cantrips for the rest of it. Yeah. City Traders, Ancient Tomb sort of powering it out as well.
Yeah, I played the Omnitell deck back when it was kind of straight mono blue in terms of just having D3 time as a legal Magic Gathering card.
Yep.
And that deck felt just unbeatable. Like it felt like you actively couldn't lose.
Well, like the show and tell deck sort of dominated the meta for a long time.
That was extremely powerful. Just being able to you just cantrip, cast, dig, win.
Yeah.
Just being able to dig like 7 cards in your library, you get 2 of them, you're like, what am I missing? Show and tell or Omniscience or a Force. I'll grab like 2 Forces, and you're just like, unbelievable.
And Jake having Sneak Attack, Show and Tell,
we have
Bulk Island, City of Traders, Ponder.
Yep. So it was a pretty good opening hand. I mean, even just getting the
being able to
in the blind.
Yeah, turn 2 Show and Tell, Sneak Attack if you want, or to save the Show and Tell.
But you've got the Ponder in hand as well, and you've got the first Ponder that came out of it. Now we didn't know what came out of the first Ponder, but I feel like a turn 2 Show and Tell to get the Sneak Attack, even though you don't have anything, is still really good. Yeah, still really strong, especially with that cantrip backup.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a consideration to Jake knowing what he's playing against. We have kind of like people who play very similar decks, and also like the fact that Brandon played Gitaxian Probe of Bloodstained Mire into Underground Sea Ponder.
Pretty likely.
It's pretty likely he's playing Storm.
Storm of some sort, yeah.
So Jake might be keeping it in mind that having a lot of cards in hand has a certain amount of value to it.
For sure.
Cantrip gone.
Ooh, see you later, Ponder.
That's actually like kind of crucial in this, because it kind of turns a somewhat decent turn 2 Sneak Attack into kind of garbage.
Just like
not being able to dig for that creature.
Not being able to dig for the creature, or not being able to dig for something better than a Sneak Attack to Show and Tell is pretty good.
Not being able to shuffle away the stuff you put on top of Ponder before as well.
Also, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We see Jake maybe thinking the same thing, not opting for that turn 2 Show and Tell, even though he'd be playing the rest of the game in the dark. I'm not 100% okay with this, but I understand where he's coming from. He's probably just trying to preserve his hand as much as he can. Maybe if he can conceal a little bit of information, then that's good. But sometimes just blasting off that, just having a Sneak Attack on board could be really good.
And the only way the Ant deck has to interact with you is discard spells. And if Brandon played a Therapy here and naming Show and Tell, that would not be good.
No.
I mean, Sneak Attack is an unreasonable card to cast.
Well, you can cast it next turn, City. So.
Yeah. But just losing both Show and Tells would be mega bad.
Just kicking the pants. And
if he did Show and Tell the Sneak Attack, Brandon's not going to name Show and Tell because there's already somebody on the battlefield.
Yeah, exactly.
So, he's going to be naming Grizzlebrand or Emrakul.
Jake playing Sneak Attack, and he does have a Force of Will in hand as well. for backup.
He might have known
No
about that.
creature.
How many cards have we gone down? Only no. He wouldn't have. That would have been the first fresh card from the ponder.
Yeah.
But it actually kind of plays into Jake's plan because now he's got an extra blue card and he still has that show and tell open, and he doesn't have to get rid of the City of Traders. Like now he's kind of probably feeling pretty good. Like just having the force and a blue card and show and tell.
Definitely.
But Storm can really just get you, even if you have a force.
Jake's one duress or therapy away from dying.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can see a pretty big critical mass in Brandon's hand. I saw an LED, a Pass and Flames, and a bunch of rituals.
Yeah, having that, being able to have that Pass and Flame sort of backup line. Like, I don't think that Jake is ever going to counter a Lion's Eye Diamond unless he's particularly lucky. But
at least he's got the sick read.
Yeah, exactly. But being able to flashback Pass and Flames, or I suppose he's never going to go for that line because he's probably just more interested in finding that duress and then immediately winning the game.
Yeah.
But look, he has that Pass and Flames
but
backup. He's probably feeling
even though
pretty good about
Jake
it.
has the force, like he has the Pass and Flames, so
Yeah,
counter spell, cool,
well, that's
whatever,
right. Yeah, exactly.
cast it again.
Yeah, we see Brandon not finding any shuffle effects, so he's trying to really sort of play his next two turns very carefully.
Yeah.
See a Rain of Filth and possible another card.
We've got a Dark Ritual in the end there. Rain of Filth going back, I think.
I think I saw an Infernal Tutor going back as well, or am I mistaken?
There's definitely a Dark Ritual going back.
Dark Ritual and a
Dark Ritual, Rain of Filth?
Sure.
Come on, Brandon. Keep the Rain of Filth. Play it. Sack both lands. Bust it. That's how you win.
It's definitely good tag.
Yeah.
It's definitely good tag. Alright, so now we're seeing Brandon really having to push through these next two turns.
Ooh,
or maybe he's just going to go off. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he must have been pretty confident because we saw like...
Or just trying to eke out the force.
Yeah, fair.
Like make it look like he's about to go off.
That's
Because
tag.
he does have the Passing Flames and he knows now Jake's one show and tell down.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
Jake's not feeling...
It's like Cabal Therapy is kind of like... Cabal Ritual there. It's like basically Jake, like, if he allows that to resolve, he can just get duressed and then it's pretty bad. And Brandon can Dark Ritual his way back up to a nice amount of mana. But now we're going to see double LED with a Pass and Flames.
Oh my god.
Not really working out well for Jake here.
So we see only Pass and Flames and Infernal Tutor. So now he's got 6 mana of his choosing. 3 of each kind, to be fair.
Yeah, 3 red, 3 black.
Seems reasonable.
And you go down to 1 black off the Pass and Flames flashback.
Yeah.
Dark Ritual, your way up to 3. Cabal Ritual, your way up to 6. And then Infernal Tutor gets a Tendrils of Agony. And
it's definitely Brandon just trying to dig a little bit deeper. Oh,
he knew he had Dark Ritual or Rain of Filth, both of which are Dark Rituals on top of his library.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, Jake's just packing it up. Brandon's showing him the line.
He didn't really have a
very
choice
reasonable.
there.
It's my favourite move against Storm, just conceding.
Yeah, exactly. No, make him show you the tendrils, because I think that the next tech for Storm is never playing a tendrils.
Yeah, just don't have tendrils.
Yeah, exactly. Say find tendrils and they go, okay.
Well, yeah, there's that famous story of LSV, like, winning or top 8ing a Vintage event with Burning Long in Vintage. And he, like, was putting his deck together before the event. He had a 14-card sideboard. And he's like, oh, I have no idea what's missing. I just can't remember. Like, I think he just shoved like a repeal or something in there. Yeah. And like, he cast his first Burning Wish of the day. His opponent was like, "You gonna do Tendrils?" And he's like, "Yeah." And his opponent's like, "Alright, concede." And they go to board, and so he looks at his board and he's like, "Interesting."
Something's missing from here.
Yeah. So he just basically like was just like played close to the chest, like. Just hoped his opponents would concede in response to Burning Wish.
Yeah. I mean, you're well within your right. I mean, it's a bit angle shooty, right? But you're well within your right to say, play Burning Wish, get Tendrils, kill you.
Yeah.
And then
like that kind of like psychic psych out play has been one that's been around in Magic for a long time. You have Mike Long against Mark Justice.
Oh my god, a classic match.
The famous pitch my Drain Life to go off. Alright, I'm going off, I'm going to get my Drain Life and kill you, but the deck only plays 1.
Yeah.
So he pitched his Drain Life to start going off, knowing he had no way to win.
Ooh.
It was very very contentious at the time because Magic back then was there was a lot of ideas about is that cheating? Bluffing your opponent, saying I'm just gonna get my Drain Life and kill you.
If you say specifically, I'm getting a card to kill you, that sounds a bit cheaty.
It's cheaty, but it's not cheaty.
If you start going off and they concede, I think that's fine.
Yeah, but there's a lot of flexibility in the rules for just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you attack with a creature, when we're taking about 1/1, I can say attack for 20. It doesn't mean anything unless you ask how big is that creature, and I go it's a 20/20, and it's a 1/1.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
it's up to both players.
Directly misrepresent.
I guess it makes sense because you could just be attack for $1 billion.
Exactly. Kill you when it's not lethal.
Yeah, I was listening to a
people can scoop to a non-lethal critical.
I've had that happen a few times. It's great. It's so good.
Satisfying. Because people just go.
I almost want to tell them, but then I don't.
It's a line that I've listened to on a podcast, on a video, about Pithing Needle, and it made a rules change because of this Pithing Needle, because an opponent said, named Borgmaros, is that right?
Borgmarigmus, yeah.
Borgmarigmus. Yeah. There's a card called Borgmarigmus, and there's a card called Borgmarigmus Enraged.
Yeah.
And because the opponent said, okay, it didn't matter, because the card was no longer null and void, and then when the opponent was trying to activate his Borgmarigmus Enraged, his opponent was like, no, you can't do that because of the Pithing Needle, and then there was a huge thing about it.
Named a legal card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I felt terrible about that whole situation. It's there's a lot you got to think about in terms of intent in the game, and I think Brandon's intent here is to duress a force.
This is a
What's that last card on
blah hand. This is a Cunning Wish on the end.
Okay.
So not too bad. Does he have I assume he has a Mind Break Trap or a Foster Storm he can wish for. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I suppose, instant speed from Mind Break Trap.
Wishes are one of my favourite type of cards in Magic. I love looking at a card and being this is 15 different cards at once.
Yep.
It's very, very powerful.
It's good fun.
There off the ponder, but he's
no way to put it in play yet.
No. And he did take out 3 sneak attacks for Foster Storm, 2 surgical.
Yeah,
I didn't see what Brandon changed in his, but
I like.
It was a Chain of Vapor, and I assume he brought in another defense grid, or some defense grids.
He's got a defense grid in his hand. Actually, Brandon does.
Yeah, I think he's just going to slam it.
Seems pretty good.
It's actually a relatively new edition, if I'm not mistaken, because he was playing the.
He took the hooks out.
Xanted Swarms. And,
Hope of
after that, Hope of Ghirapur.
Yeah, so Hope of Ghirapur has kind of fallen out of favour a little bit because you can block it.
Yeah.
Because it has to deal combat damage. It's,
that's true.
Kind of not good against a lot of decks. So going just back to
Swarm, you just need to turn it sideways.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he found it a bit lackluster when he last played it in the GP.
Yeah. I think Defense Grid is like an all-star. I'm surprised that not enough people play it. It's
it's a much more popular card in Vintage.
Yeah,
the Moxen just let you accelerate it out a little bit more, and
played in shops.
For 2 mana, it's 2 mana, right? Is it 3 mana?
It's 2 mana.
Yeah, so 2 mana cost is insane, and it almost turns off nearly every single spell.
Basically, yeah.
If you want a Force of Will with 3 mana open, then good on you.
Yeah, you basically can cancel and pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's more popular card in the Storm decks, but I have played it in I played it in my 2-card Monty deck that I played at Eternal Masters, and it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I played it for workshop,
done.
Not too bad.
Yeah. We see
Brandon cantripping here instead of playing the defense grid.
Yeah. Well, he's probably he saw it was in the hand from the duress, so he might just be maybe trying to leak. Defense grid might be the best card in his hand right now.
Jake only saw one more card, right? I guess he saw 3 off the ponder.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them was a Force of Will. I don't know. If your defense grid gets Force of Will, that's kind of
does the same thing.
It's kind of like Duracing a Force of Will.
Yeah.
It's kind of better because you get another card with it.
Yeah.
We see that Brandon brought in a Chain of Vapor. Definitely a auto include in a sideboard like this against. It might even be the best card to bring in against.
What is it bouncing?
Emrakul or
no, it's not bouncing Emrakul. It's bouncing
Griselbrand,
and then they draw 7
anyway. That
anyway.
sucks, actually. Yeah, no, now
I don't know about this Chain of Vapor business. Maybe Maybe Jake has some permanent based hate we don't know about.
I know that
he certainly hasn't brought any in, and I wouldn't expect Omnitell to really to play a lot of permanent based hate. I guess like it does bounce in Omniscience.
I've seen a lot of sure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of Omnitell lists play their own defense grid, Blood Moon, a couple, maybe one.
yeah. I guess Blood Moon sucks a little bit, but you have Lotus Petals and stuff.
I wouldn't
You
even
can
bring it
fetch
in,
around
honestly.
Yeah,
I feel like you just want to be faster.
yeah.
I guess you could
it's pretty slow,
opt to
right?
be
It's
the control
slow,
deck,
but
like,
if you can jam it down in turn 2, it's not awful, but you'd want it in your opening hand, and you'd want basic islands as well.
Well, your opponent's probably going to fetch around it. Brandon hasn't here, but he's only had one fetch, I guess. But yeah, they can fetch around it if they get a chance to.
I was just rethinking that Chain of Vapor line. That sucks.
Well, Chain
I
of
wasn't
Vapor
even
and...
thinking, like, you just draw 14 cards if you have Gristlebrand.
Well, you still Chain of Vapor the Omniscience, I guess. But even then,
when,
they've
like,
cast a bunch of stuff off it, really.
Well, you do it in response to the next cast. But
Yeah.
if the next cast is Emrakul, then what does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, they've already won the game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because you get the cast trigger of Omniscience, which is, like,
Yeah.
insane for an Omnitell deck. I think Brandon's going to try and go off here. I think that's probably the best thing that he can do. He's going to play through that Force of Will.
Force, yeah.
But like looking at Jake's hand, like he has a Cunning Wish and a Omniscience as his 2 blue cards. He might be feeling pretty crap about it because he wants to play that Emrakul next turn, but he's just not going to be able to.
Yeah.
He can like Cunning Wish for Intuition and then Intuition and maybe.
Well, he can Cunning Wish for Intuition, but that's like 2 turns.
Yeah, but can you afford to Intuition and Show and Tell on the same turn? It doesn't matter anyway.
Pitching Omniscience.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you still can Show and Tell and Emrakul, and it just kind of sucks.
What are we getting here? I guess Intuition.
I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
Intuition, but like it's quite possible that it's just a Mind Break trap.
I
I think it's a Through the Reach. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Through the Breach.
Through the Reach Emrakul. Seems good.
Yeah. Brandon's going to lose some lands here.
And take 15.
Yeah, go 2. Too bad.
Which means he gets
well,
1 fetch.
Brand's not doing anything with this, so I guess we're just gonna see a double Stone Rain, and that's about it. That's what you would say.
Yep.
But like that's tapping out, and then goodbye Emrakul, and your graveyard gets shuffled. Like it still could. Doesn't mean the end of the game, you know. So the power of Ant is like you only need a couple of lands. Like you could come back from this.
Well, he did draw a Grizzlebrand here, which I
Okay.
think would just be a better choice for him.
Yeah.
So you just draw 14 cards, if not more, right?
And then just
gain
yeah.
7.
Attack, gain 7, go to 20. He could go to 3 and draw 21 cards.
I don't know if you want to go to 3 against Ant, though, do you?
You just
Really?
have the
Well,
perfect
like,
hand. Like
It's not so much as that's like what he would do. It's like that's the potential of what he can.
yeah.
Because like. Just
You can
think
at least
of it-
draw 7 and then
can
gain
at least-
7 life, and
yeah.
then that's fine. You have a good 7 cards.
Yeah,
whatever.
I feel like he would at least get to draw 14 cards and put his opponent on virtual dead
on
because
10
it's on
life. Yeah.
Because
Oh
that
my
means
God.
the next
Just forget
one-
about it. Jake's a real wizard. He's got a Show and Tell coming out from this brainstorm. He has the capability to cast it and put Grizzlebrand into play with it. So I guess that's what we're going to do right now. Brandon getting a good old land.
No, defense grid.
Yeah. Great old defense, which is actually pretty insane here if he's able to draw something to go off, because it means that
Oh
there's
my
no
God, if he
way-
goes
Force
off.
of Will.
Yeah.
Like Jake put himself in a scenario where he could actively lose.
Yeah. Especially from drawing cards. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd just swing next turn. Like, and not draw any cards. Like, I mean, the best that Brandon... Like, you could draw cards in response if Brandon is actually going off. But, like, the likelihood of Brandon going off now is super low. But, like, it's not impossible.
Yeah, all he needs to draw is draw a mana source.
Being a 10 life makes it a whole lot easier to play Tendrils, that's for sure.
Yeah, if you can just get like an LED off one of these cantrips, it'd be pretty good.
We're going to see what Brandon sees. Brandon thinks he's going to do here. Defense grid actually badass. It's a good put down from him. But look, we'll see what happens. We're gonna fetch with our Onslaught Polluted Delta, go down to 1 life.
Is there a 1 mana blue shock? Or blue ping?
Yeah, get him.
Oh, buddy, there's a lot.
That costs 1 mana,
Yep.
and it's blue.
Yep.
What is it? Name on, go.
What was it called? Brain Bomb, I think. It's from the Dark. Brandon, unfortunately, could counteract its effect at the moment because it deals 3 damage to target player. Or each player deals 3 damage to each player, and then you discard cards from your hand to prevent damage.
Okay.
There's also Psychic Purge might actually just be blue.
Brandon ripped the mana source.
Blue dealer damage.
Oh my god, this is insane. Brandon might actually go off.
Brainstorm into Lotus Petal.
Alright, we see the storm coming.
Into Dark Rit. Ooh.
Alright, best of luck, friend. See if we can face off against the Gristlebrand coming down. Next turn is facing lethal, so like he may as well just try his very hardest. I mean, he's in a very good position with this defense grid. He's just got to have it.
6 mana to Cabal Therapy himself.
Therapy himself.
Ooh.
So get rid of that Pondo. I think we see a
Infernal Tutor.
Infernal Tutor in hand.
Unfortunately, he only has
5, so he'll have 3 mana after this Infernal Tutor.
Oh, so close.
So that's incredible.
So
that's an insane.
close.
To have 1 less card in your hand, to be able to, 2 less, I suppose, to not have to Cabal Therapy yourself, and be on 6 mana. That's incredible.
A friend of that defense grid was a creature, and then even then it doesn't do anything.
It
You
was
still
a
have to
land.
discard it.
It was
yeah.
a land.
No.
It would have.
Well, he drew a land. He played a land that turn, so he
Yeah.
could have played another one.
I sort of like the tech of bringing down the defense grid. Like, you have to go off.
It was
because
very
you
good.
can't have any interaction, so you either have it or you don't, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think he had any other permanents in hand besides maybe LED or something. But
No.
yeah.
But we were talking about like making your opponent show you the card that makes you win. Like, Brandon should have just played it out. Maybe Jake wouldn't swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
Oh, he's on 1 life. What if he has something in his empty hand?
Play it out. Make him show you.
Well,
lethal.
that Chain of Vapor he had earlier in the game might have come into play. But he could chain in his turn. Because he wouldn't be able to chain in Jake's turn.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's another line.
Could have
Alright.
emptied his hand and got a Diabolic Edict and cast it, and then had no cards in his hand, but Jake didn't have a creature.
It's pretty tech.
Ooh.
We're seeing we're going to go to game 3. I'm not sure if anyone feels like they're going to sideboard any differently. Brandon's definitely just shuffling up, ready for game 3.
Jake's having a look.
Did Jake must have put that through the breach back, I hope?
No, he definitely did. I saw him thumb it to the front. So if he thumbed it to the front and then put it back in his deck, then we'll have to have some words with him.
Well,
it's fine. It's still legal.
It's legal.
Yeah,
it's just
sure,
not good.
sure. It's hard to have a
not a good
one-off
idea.
that you can't wish for.
Yeah. You cast your Cunning Wish, look at your sideboard,
14 cards.
thumb through it, count to 14, be like, interesting. Alright. I've seen people use the tech of when they're playing like wish boards, their sideboard is unsleeved. So that whenever they wish for stuff, it's very obvious that it's wished. And in the case of instants and sorceries, they unsleeve the Cunning Wish and use the sleeve from that, because the Cunning Wish goes to exile, and these decks sometimes Emrakul goes to your graveyard and you have to shuffle back in.
Sure.
So you unsleeve your Cunning Wish, put it on your card, and then that gets shuffled back in. So at the end of the game, you've always got one unsleeved card somewhere in your area. So you're like, there's an unsleeved card.
Oh my god. I need that for everything. The amount of times that I've nearly lost the game because, that I've received game losses. Two times. But yeah, no, not good enough. Can't put...
I feel like you should just make your sideboard in different coloured sleeves. That way you know which ones they are.
Yeah,
at the end
that's
of the
clever.
game.
That's clever, actually, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you put a little...
you just did it!
You just got to mark it a little bit.
Yeah, you just
yeah,
paint the corners a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, works out just fine.
It works out just
Why are
fine.
these sleeves all scratched? Well, so I know which one it is.
It's
Obviously,
actually like a problem for judges when like players like re-sleeve their deck or like over time or whatever, they use the same sleeves over and over again, because like obviously your sideboard doesn't get shuffled as much as your main deck.
Yeah.
So you end up with like your main deck sleeves getting a lot of wear, your sideboard sleeves not so much. So you
still have to like...
You can even without intending to, you just naturally end up with
Marked sleeves.
Marked sleeves, yeah.
Why would anyone cheat though?
Yeah, true.
That'd be wrong.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. Nick, the way you say that. No, never mind. We're seeing a Gataxian Probe, seeing not a whole lot coming from Jake's side, but we did have the turn 1 cantrip and the turn 2 intuition, which I think is probably just good enough. Usually just shows up your what's
not
happening.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of mana sources.
Yeah.
For
Shuffle that
Jake
away.
on top. See you later, buddy.
Luckily, Ponder has a shuffle effect.
Yeah, unless you're on Magical Line, in which case it's unclear whether
Whether it works or not.
What it does, yeah. I've seen cases where people will like scry something to the bottom and then cast the tune with Aether and then draw the card they scry to the bottom.
It's pretty cool.
Ooh.
It can be pretty sweet.
Maybe this is lucky.
Yeah.
That's why you only play Cockatrice, because then you can press Control S 6 or 7 times
Good.
like everyone does.
I hear it's a really good program.
Yeah. It's cool. There's
Actually,
no rules engine, so it's up to the players to decide what's legitimate and what's not.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good for testing stuff.
Look, it's,
with friends. I wouldn't
it's
trust to play against anyone
100%
else.
cheaper than Moto, that's for sure.
I definitely wouldn't want to play it with
It
randos.
depends how much your time is worth, I guess.
I heard Moto is a really good program. What did you say about Tomb of Thief? That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I thought that was the case.
What's the exclamation mark quality?
Exclamation mark card? Nah, never mind, man. Anyway, back to the game, right? So the
It's a brainstorm from Jake here.
we're seeing Force of Will, Ancient Tomb, and then another Brainstorm.
Those are better than the ones you get off Ponder.
Yeah, well, that's right. But there's nothing to shuffle away again. So unless he plays out that intuition, which he very well might, if he's looking at two bad turns that he would get with this Brainstorm and the no shuffle, he might just be inclined to just play out that intuition.
Yeah, it seems good.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
do you really want to play the intuition if you're not doing the thing straight away?
I mean,
You just
you're just getting one of the combo pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Brandon has discard and you have no way to do anything with it that turn.
Well, you can do it. You can do it end of turn.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is that because intuition forces you, because you're only playing 3 ofs in your whole deck, it means if you can only intuition once essentially for that card, because the other 2 are going to be in your graveyard until you get a Emrakul shuffle or something like that. But you could go show and if you weren't, if you didn't do it end of turn, you could go. All right, intuition for show and tell, and then Brandon's like, okay, duress your last show and tell, and then you're like, all right, well, guess I have no more show and tells.
Get some breaching.
Yeah.
Just intuition some miracles.
Just
Awesome.
do it. Just do it.
It's free
Oh.
tech.
If only he had a surgical, right? That's so good against Omnitell.
Yeah, look, it's good against every deck.
They should definitely bring it in against
Yeah,
everyone.
it's
I like
basically,
it,
it's
main
basically
board.
like a card you should bring in every matchup for sure.
I know.
Yeah.
Just kidding, folks. Don't board in surgical. Don't put it in
So
the deck.
what? Because I know this is a highly contested theory of yours, but why not bring in surgical? It's a very good card.
I think surgical is like one of the most, and like I believe there's an article about this recently. It's just one of the most overboarded cards in any format it's legal in, because like
It's so powerful.
it is a powerful effect. Like cranial extraction has historically been one of the most powerful cards in Magic. Like when like lobotomy was printed back in Invasion, people played the crap out of it. When it came back as an arcane version, literal cranial extraction in Champions of Kamigawa, people played the crap out of it as a $20 card. When it came back in Scars and Meridian as Memoricide, people played the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Ooh, show and tell.
People feel very, very good about taking all the copies of a card out of your opponent's deck, because you don't have to worry about it. But the problem with surgical is if your opponent is just like doing their normal thing and you like surgical their brainstorms or something, you're not actually doing a lot. You're like slowing them down a little bit, but like you're not actually stopping them. You're not actively stopping them from winning the game. And that's the problem with surgical extraction. It's like sometimes your opponent will just not have relevant cards in the graveyard for you to take care of.
Yeah.
And people bring it against Storm because, like, often game 1, because your opponent won't have graveyard hate, your line is very, very simple in terms of Pass and Flames. So you just, like, play a bunch of rituals, play a Pass and Flames, kill you. And your opponent's like, oh, I died because of Pass and Flames.
Yep.
That card kill me. Graveyard important, graveyard hate.
Yep.
It's an honest mistake, and it's very, very easy to feel like you died because of the graveyard, but what you have to actually realize is you didn't die because of the graveyard. You died because of all the spells that happened before the graveyard. The graveyard was just like an ancestral or whatever. It was like it drew 3 cards.
Yeah.
And the Storm deck is very, very easy. It's easy for it to play around Graveyard Hate because it doesn't need the Pass and Flames. It only plays one of them. If it needed Pass and Flames, it would play more of them.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, that's my rant about surgical
No.
extraction.
It's good to call it out because
I always get on my soapbox about surgical. I play like Combat X and stuff, and people put it in, and like sometimes it is good, but like sometimes it's so bad, and like when it's good, people like, oh, I feel justified by this. Like I surgical your thing, and it's like, well, I mean, you did, but like from if you look at it from the results perspective, you did a good thing and it worked out. But if you look at it from the decision without what happened in this particular one scenario, maybe it's not so great.
My only argument is I play elves and I can't do much else.
Yeah. You need that turn 0, right?
Yeah, against Storm, I basically bring in for Storm and Reanimator base deck.
Yeah, well, like very good base decks. It's like obviously you bring in.
But for Storm, I go, okay, so all I have is like 2 or 3 Thought Seizers, 2 or 3 Cabal Therapies.
Yeah.
So I might as well bring in a couple Surgicals just to help me along. Because, like you said, it does slow them down, but it doesn't stop them winning.
Yeah.
But all I need them is to slow down.
You need a few turns.
If they slow down, then I can win.
Yeah.
I just need to be faster than Storm. Yeah. That's all I need to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of slowing down, Brandon has 5 lands at play. Ad Nauseam Tendrils deck isn't generally a ramp based control deck.
But now he can cast Ad Nauseam with just his land.
Yeah, that's right.
Get him.
So we're hopefully going to go off here. It seems to be very similar to what we had last game, where we see a Gristlebrand just facing down, possibly just commanding lethal within the next couple of turns. But Dark Petition coming off here, I think it's time to counter that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Jake has 3 forces in hand.
He has 3?
So why not? Plus he can draw another 7 cards and whatever.
Yeah, he's definitely in a very good position right now. It's going to be hard for Brandon to come back from it. I think it's just, if I was thinking about what I wanted to do from Brandon's perspective, it might be better to just try and go in critical mass. Like, he's doing that now. He's playing like a non-ideal line with...
I don't know about that second the Lotus Petal to cast the Dark Petition.
Yeah.
You just like tap, if you're baiting or whatever, you can just tap 5 for the Dark Petition instead of feeding a Cabal Ritual into it and losing a Lotus Petal.
I feel like that's a good psych out as well. Like, your opponent's going, he really needs this spell to resolve. I'm going to counter it. Like, that's a perfect mentality to leak out.
Instead of losing 3 cards.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's a world in which Jake lets that Dark Petition resolve.
Sure.
So you may as well not feed extra cards into it. I don't know. We might ask Brandon about why he chose that particular line.
Look, he's thinking on much higher levels than our
than
we can even consider. So
this is like we're looking at a game of checkers and he's just playing checkers. Sure. It's unbelievable.
So I think we have another Gristlebrand and Emrakul and the show and tell here. So if we're show and telling Emrakul, it's possibly just game over. I mean, the Gristlebrand is doing enough work on his own, but
I thought he had a Cunning Wish in hand.
I pitched it
to force.
You could have Cunning Wish for the Through the Breach and just killed Brandon this turn. But I guess he didn't know about the drawing of the Emrakul.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to pitch the other force. Yeah, and he couldn't draw 7.
He had 3 forces. No, it was on 10, right?
Yeah, but he couldn't draw another 7 cards because it was Brandon's turn and he had 4 mana up. So if he had Tendrils in hand, he'd already cast 3 spells. So it'd kill him.
That's tech.
It's fine, don't worry about it,
dude. Honestly.
Just force each one of them individually.
Okay, so I feel like it's just totally okay to snap off that show and tell right now. It's on the top of his library.
He has 1,200 cards in hand.
It's true. He has his entire deck in hand.
Yeah, but Emrakul's on top of his library as well, so he can just like brainstorm, get the Emrakul, and then just play show and tell, and like it's giving Brandon one more turn, but like God, it's got to be a good turn from Brandon to get through what Jake's putting down right now.
I feel like Jake should just swing him down to 1 and then wait until he can hard cast Omniscience just for the beats.
That's good tech, actually.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I always like in these kind of like blue-red sneak attack, ancient doom, city of traders decks, like certain games you reach a point where you just kind of look at your lands and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're like 8. And you look at Emrakul, it costs 15. You look at your mana base, it's like Plain Island Go. I'm at 9. It's just like, alright, I need like every single Ancient Tomb in play. Like,
you just draw 3 City of Traders. You're like, crap.
Start doing
the city's okay. Like once you play your first city, you got to commit to playing no more lands.
Yeah.
So city has to be like land drop that takes you to 13.
No, it's the second last land drop because you go city, tap, city, go.
Yeah.
Done. We've solved the format. Look here.
Solved my city puzzle.
Show and tell.
Can we see it Omniscience?
I wonder what Brandon's going to bring to this show and tell.
Yeah, boo! Didn't play Omniscience. Boo.
Yeah. No, I think that's totally fine. I think we're just going to win the game from here.
Yeah.
Brandon opting to not win the game. Unfortunately, he very well might. I mean, it's not game over yet. He's playing this. Okay, defense grid's actually like really good right now, right? Because it's stopping Jake from just playing as many things as he can. Like he can play one Force of Will, but Brandon has to work through a whole Force of Will and then still go off this turn. Like, it's going to be hard, but it's like not entirely impossible.
Yeah,
Defense Grid really good doing its work this match as well. I think it's definitely something to consider when choosing sideboards next time.
Yeah, I definitely find it better than Hope.
Yeah, Hope of Girapur.
Oh.
Brandon just offering the hand.
Yep.
Not even attempting.
Even though the defense grid resolved, he still died.
Yeah.
We've seen a braid coming
Didn't
out of
defend
Jake's
him that
hand.
well.
Yeah. He must. I think it might be main deck because he didn't bring it in. So it's just like a main deck of braid.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Well, we saw Tim Evers bringing it in a recent match with You Are Control, but and it's one of his favourites along with Into the Royal, but like it seems to be leaking its way into some main boards. It might be that.
Yeah. Well, like it kills for this deck at least. It can kill like a Containment Priest. It can kill a Talia.
Yeah.
It can kill a Batterskull.
Yeah.
It does a
kill
lot of
defense
job.
grid.
Yeah.
In your turn.
Yeah.
Unless you pay 5 for it. We see them siding out. It looks like Jake in Game 3 did bring the braid. Possibly just seeing the defense grid, not knowing that it was happening, and then opting to.
Yeah, it's also a wish target.
Side out a show and tell for a braid.
A braid. Yeah, no, true. It is very much a wish target. So.
Yeah, so he's taking an Omniscience, 3 sneak attack for surgical, Foster Storm, and a braid. And Brandon's just bringing in a grid and a therapy.
Okay.
Very small sideboard card. Taking out a land.
But what else does he really have for it?
Took out the Chain of Vapor Game 3, which I think...
Well, he could bring in Blast, right? Does he have Blast? He has Blast, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, great. Well, that was Jake Sims on Omnitell versus Brandon Owen on ANT. Thank you very much once again from CBR MTG, and we hope to hear from you again soon. Please like and subscribe, and do everything you can to support us. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.